Yo, what's going on, old buds? Been a little while since the last video, but I figured get back on here, do some more. I'll do some more of the inspirational quotes and stuff, but I'm gonna keep going with the prison stories, some of the crazy, corrupt things that happen in there. So, I told y'all before, I did 8 years. Was at the largest penitentiary in the state of Ohio. And also, with that comes the largest number of sex offenders in the state. It was crazy watching them guys come in after me, leave before me, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, one of the things that went on in there that really got to me about the staff and COs was retaliation. And, man, a lot of them would retaliate against inmates for writing informal complaints on officers. And what that is, what an informal complaint is like if you have, it's basically a grievance. If you have an issue with something an officer does, they did something that was not part of the policy or whatever, you could write an informal complaint on or file a grievance against them. Well, some people wouldn't do that because it would turn around and bite them in the ass because the officer sees who writes the informal complaint. Of course, they're on the good old boy system there. They're all buddies. But, you file an informal complaint against somebody and they come back and retaliate against you. They keep tossing your rack, even down to... I seen COs literally beat a guy. There was a guy that while I was there, he was a kid, actually. He was a younger kid, man, like in his early 20s, just turned 20, something like that. I may be mistaken on age, but he was younger. He got beat up by the COs, dropped handcuffed behind his back and dropped down the steps, and he ended up getting paralyzed. And he later on died from those injuries after he got out, and his family settled for some small amount or whatever, just to probably signed a non-disclosure or whatever. But yeah, man, they get away with a lot of shit in there. And when I was in receiving, before I got classed at the prison I was at, there's some guys in there, if you all know the whole story about that Castro guy in Cleveland that had the girls in his basement. He ended up dead in there, hung himself in solitary with a belt, which you don't get. So, but yeah, man, I'll have more of these stories to come, and don't go to prison, stay out. Y'all have a good day. Later, old buds.